First of all, I want to thank you. Thank you all for coming. I know it's very tough for some of you that just landed, like Umi. I know it's very tough for you that just landed. Thanks for coming. We just wanted to, I would say, give a little presentation or leave the local newspaper and international also to get to know you a little better just before the show. Just before going in and seeing Chokehold. Who are you personally without being Chokehold, before Chokehold?
Oh my God.
What's your regular lifestyle?
We had no life before Chokehold.
I'll leave the journalist take it over. So, Robert.
Shall we start just by each actor introducing themselves down the line?
Yeah, I start as a director, producer.
With the director.
Yeah. So I'm Joel Ayuk, director and producer of Chokehold, and live in a beautiful island of St. Maarten, telling beautiful stories from St. Maarten to the rest of the world.
He forgot he's also the writer.
I'm also the writer.
Too many hats. Hi, I'm Sharanda Farrell. I play Victoria in Chokehold, and I'm from the absolutely amazing island of Jamaica.
My name is Enyina Wigwe. I'm an actor. I'm from Nigeria. I'm a big lover of the island of St. Maarten, as Chokehold has introduced to me. I play Mike in the movie, and I love it here. And I can't wait for you all to see the film, Chokehold.
Hey guys, my name is Simeon, and I specialize in putting people in chokeholds, and hence the guns. But no, no, but seriously, I'm Simeon Henderson. I'm from Chicago, by way of St. Maarten, since 2017. After the hurricane, I started coming here and hanging with Joel, super dope writer, director, producer, and it's been a honor to work on Chokehold with my brothers from Nigeria, my sisters from Jamaica and Nigeria, and I know I'm from the Igbo tribe, so I'm looking forward to it. You guys seeing a great movie, and back home in Chicago, I'm an original gangster.
Yeah, that's how it do, from the 70s to the hurricane. You see.
My name is Oremi Karim. I am from Nigeria, but live in Kentucky. I am a nurse and an entrepreneur, and I play Sophia in the movie Chokehold. I'm excited to be back on the island of St. Maarten, and looking forward to this journey.
Hi, my name is Kenneth Okoli. I play the character Randy in the movie Chokehold. It's been amazing being here on this island, St. Maarten, and also being part of this amazing cast. Beautiful story, beautiful people, beautiful island, amazing experience here. And also, I believe that whoever comes to watch this movie and knows about this movie, and I mean, there's a lot to learn from this movie, and it's been a wonderful experience. So I just want to say thank you for having us.
In French, in English, my English is not good. My name is Fatima. I'm from Morocco, but I live in St. Maarten, and I work with Sophia and Joel and Nadia in the team of the Chokehold. Yes.
Yes.
Victoria, have you worked together before?
No.
No.
No, we hadn't. First time, yes. First time, yes.
I understand from Joel that this particular role, you were nervous about taking on this role. Is that correct? Because it's sort of not one of your normal roles.
Yeah.
Can you describe how challenging that was?
Yes, it was quite challenging in an interesting way. I've taken on several challenging quote-unquote roles, but the way I process what I do as an actor, I know from the first read if I'm going to do it. And once I connect with it, I see the picture on the first read, I know I'll do it for whatever reason that hits me the most. If it's about the conversation, if it's about the skill or potential of it. But this was deeply about the conversation that it held. And most of my films hold conversations, right? So it was just going to be another film where I lend myself to the conversation as a vessel to carry the story, to present the character. However, on set, the reality was different of having to be that monster, that I needed to be, and still be a person. Shift and so far from myself, reaching to depths that are possible with every human being, depending on the circumstances you find yourself. Get into the mind of everybody that could be in that space, either getting there by a cycle that they grew up experiencing, or by triggers that they encountered as adults, right? Yeah. So I'm getting into every mind space just to get into that mind space. And there's a human being right beside me who I have to do all that to, that I'm seeing genuine fear in her eyes. When you have to do what you have to do to communicate, how hard that the guy goes, you worry for the person who has to receive it too and be vulnerable enough, both as a character and as a human being. So there was all sorts of emotions getting to that point that I as a person will never get to, or will never let myself get to, or put myself in situations. So there was a deeper conflict than I'm usually used to, where I compartmentalize and play the character and get back who I am after lending myself to the character in whatever way. This, I knew that the struggle of filming it is one thing, and the perception of actually performing well to the audience is a whole different conversation, because people get to introduced to a new world by being this guy who triggers a lot of realities for people who may have been through, who are going through, who fear ever going through a situation that this conversation holds. So it's all of those emotions, understanding the beginning and understanding where the end will be, and just having to carry all that while delivering what you have to deliver as an actor. So pretty much around that kind of, I hope I'm able to wrap it up. Yeah.
How challenging was it, the role for you?
Well, it was interesting, first of all, how I got cast, but that's for another story. For me, the greatest challenge was the fact that Victoria is the opposite of me, because I'm not the personality. Sharando is not the personality who gets hit and goes away and cry. I'm the personality, if you hit me, I'm going to hit you back. And so it was a challenge for me, I think, or mainly challenging because I had to find this person who I've never been. And so I think that made it more interesting for me as an actress, because I had to delve into emotions that I've never experienced, or to identify emotions that would be similar. And I did quite a bit of research on the character and domestic violence victims and all of that, to have a better understanding, because to play, and remember, it's a true story, so to play this real person is not something I would ever take for granted. So I really did do a lot of work to get to understand the psychology of the character, and then now to be able to appear vulnerable and appear, as a receiver of that kind of thing. And being the amazing actor that he was, he really did scare the crap out of me sometimes. And I think that helped to propel, because they say acting is reacting. So the fact that I was able to work off of an actor that was bringing it, if you will, then it did make it a little bit easier for me to bring it on my end. So that was a challenge for me, but as an actor, I like roles that are challenging. I hate roles that are close to who I am. It really doesn't give me anywhere to go and no room to grow.
Nowhere to go, no room to grow.
I know, right?
That's what we took away from that.
And that's a wrap.
I'm feeling kind of, I didn't know you were nurse. By the way, it's coming down.
Let me ask you, other actors.
You do what you do.
What was the experience like acting in St. Maarten? Yes, both of you.
Okay.
Just share with us your experience. Was there anything about the environment that was different from what you would have done before in previous projects?
Oh, You want to go first? Let me know when you're ready for me to go. My experience as an actor, I've been in the game now for at least 20 years, and as a professional actor since '05 when I joined the Screen Actors Guild, and I always found myself being engulfed in the character, taking on the characteristics, doing the character breakdown, and giving this character life. Where is he from? What does he do for a living? Who is his siblings? Who is his parents? You know, why does he do what he does? And I found that when I played Tom in Chokehold, Tom was a lot like Simeon in real life. I'm an ex-cop, and I'm a motivational speaker. I'm always working with people to help make things better. And my character was always trying to get Tom to always bring out the good in him. I mean, Mike. I'm Tom. Get Mike. Tom was always trying to get Mike to bring the good out, and you know, he always wanted to see the good in him. And I think my wife in the film was the same way. So we were the ones always trying to pull it together. But I think being able to just tap into the character, the emotions of it, because for me, it was hard seeing someone who I love, my partner, hurt somebody else who we love, who was a dear friend. And I came from the States to work as a cop on the island. So I had a different take and spin on things. So whereas my character was this macho man, you know, I was this guy that was kind of a macho man, but I was always also a realist. But I felt that I told Joel that I knew I could play this character the way he needed it to be played, because I can bring those different levels and the different nuances of the emotions to the character. And it was pretty cool because I got to be the good guy, because I'm normally the bad guy, whether it's in Chicago, whether I'm playing Chicago PD or Empire or whatever it is. I always play the bad guy. So playing the good guy was refreshing. And I love working with these guys. I mean, Sharondo, Kenneth, Ahina, and Oremi, they made it easy to get into character because they didn't have any hang-ups. They went into the character and understood what they needed to do to portray the character, and they made you feel safe and comfortable in portraying those roles with them. So it was a great experience.
All right. So I would say my experience was pretty amazing.
Because I was your husband.
Well, that part too. For me, as a support to Victoria, who was being abused, for me it was challenging, but it was an easier role to play simply because I have friends who have been in domestic violence situations, and I had to play that character in real life. As a support, you know, telling the friend, you know, all my opinions of them leaving and not staying in that relationship. So it was a relatable part. It was a relatable role for me to play. But I'll tell you that being on the island and working with these amazing talents here was an experience of a lifetime. And forever grateful for it. I come from a state in Kentucky that ranks #1 in domestic violence in the whole United States. And so doing research as a result of this movie was eye-opening, and it was interesting because I had to take it back to my state in Kentucky and let them know, in case you don't know, your state is #1 in domestic violence, and this movie is very important and it's prevalent, you know, that we bring it to the state of Kentucky. So yes, it was an overall beautiful experience, challenging at times, but an amazing experience.
Did you all come onto the project at different times to play your different roles?
Most of us came about the same time. Yes, yeah, the first time.
Ready? Okay. So my experience here on the island has been amazing. At first, I came here on holiday, vacation with my family. Before I jumped on sets with Joel and the amazing cast. St. Maarten has been okay. I'll put it this way: I'm someone who likes to travel for work. You know, I love new locations. I love islands. I love beaches and stuff. You know, and filming here was just very joyful to me. I enjoyed it. I loved it. And also, it was such a beautiful story as well for me to actually jump on. And about the story, what even touched me was, you know, even the fact that it's actually about domestic violence. I, for one, have actually experienced that from different people a couple of times, so I could relate to that. Then, even Joel can testify to this. While we're filming, I think one of the days we finished early or something like that, we went to have a drink and we actually experienced domestic violence firsthand on the island. So that kind of infuriated me and prepared me for my next scene, which I had with Aina, where I threatened him. So it was a first-hand experience, which was actually very realistic in expression-wise and stuff, you know. But it was actually really good, a beautiful story, and also the cast actually made it very easy to work with. I've worked with Aina before in Nigeria. We've done a couple of movies together. But it was my first time working with Simeon, my first time working with Remy, Shirando, and the rest of the cast. And also my first time working with Joel. And I must tell you that the level of professionalism on this set has been amazing throughout my experience as an actor. It's high standard, and they actually hold their career to high esteem in terms of professionalism. And I'll tell you that this story is actually one to look out for, and hopefully the world will see this and learn from it as well, and hopefully to change people's lives for the better.
Just for you.
Tell us your experience managing Mr. Chokehold.
Managing the Mr. Chokehold himself.
We have to recognize your talent behind the real scene.
My experience, oh boy. Well, actually, I played the wife of the director, right?
For that reason.
I played the wife of the director. Actually, I am the wife of the director. It is a very heavy task, keeping him grounded and keeping him focused, because he tends to want everything to be perfect and he tends to go in multiple directions. So I help out with that and keep everything as peaceful as possible and try to make everyone around him as comfortable as possible. So I really have hopes for this project, for the future of the actors via this project, and of course our future via this project, and what it would portray for St. Maarten and how it would help domestic violence victims.
I mean, she was a superhero. She took care of all of us.
I tried.
She took care of everyone. She was a mother.
She deserves a medal.
She made sure I got the pepper I needed, because it was every day was a bright day, just another day in paradise. The only thing I didn't like was the fish with the head. But we always had the rice. Plenty of rice.
My next question to Joel. What were the challenges in submitting this project? Obviously, it's a big accomplishment, and of course, you know, it's not without challenges, I would imagine. So if you could just share with us some of the challenges you experienced in making the film.
Number one, finding talent, finding the right talent to work on the project, from the technical crew, which is the DP, director of photography, the graphers, you know, those who are going to make the film what it is in terms of the technical aspect was the most difficult part for me. And secondly, finding the right actors that can carry the weight of the script of a film that's based out of a true story that you know, from St. Maarten. For me, that was the most difficult thing, because in St. Maarten we have mostly play actors that work in plays, right? We don't have film actors that work in film. And I happen to have Shirando, which is a teacher in acting for film, you know. So I wanted, that's our premise of working in the first place, because we had some local actors that I wanted them to be trained to learn how to, act for film, and that was the most challenging thing. And then the budget as well, coming up with the finance, raising the funds, because without filmmaking, without money, you cannot get anything done. And the most difficult part about the funds is that we are bringing everybody here, like all the technical crew, the equipment. We had to ship the equipment from Guadeloupe, Martinique in containers to bring here in a type of vehicle, the demand of the crew and the demand of the actors, what they need. It was very challenging for me because I didn't go to film school. I'm self-taught, so it was very challenging. And also what was challenging is explaining the project, pitching the project to the locals, investors, government officials to understand what I'm doing. But it's very hard if you haven't seen something done on this level that you can picture what the person is talking about. I remember my experience in Guadeloupe. I went to Guadeloupe and I met an official. So while I was talking to her about the project, she nodded her head as if she understood what I was saying. But I didn't show her the trailer or any content from the film. So I asked her to come to the cinema. As a friend over there, Jean-Luc, he owns the only Dolby studio in the whole Caribbean. So we went to the cinema. So when the trailer played and we showed her some excerpts of the film, after that she called me and she said, Joel, if I wasn't in this studio, all what you're telling me in my office, I look at it like, what are you talking about? And today was a good experience that I had from a friend. He's like, when I see you and I see the car you drive and I see your lofty ideas, it's like it's never going to happen because you don't have the budget. But these are the challenges, trying to people to understand the vision. That was the hardest thing, because most people are not filmmakers, and mostly people are accustomed to short films. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes short films. So when you talk about feature, they don't understand. When it's like, they'll be like, how long is the film? An hour 45. Oh, it's a real film.
Yes.
It's like, this is what we get. It's like, I'm talking about 2-3 years after they ask the question, it's a real film. Yes, it is a real film. So this was a challenge.
Yeah. So do you think now, considering that you're the first to produce a full-length feature film from St. Martin, that it will open the doors for more films, and even for opportunities for other filmmakers who have the same dream as you to go for it?
Yeah, I'm very happy to be the first to have done it on this level. There have been other films. There have been other local films that have been done, but on the international stage with international actors and cast, this is the first time that's been done in St. Martin. And I'm happy to be the first to do that because I came from a technical background in the film industry. And I was waiting for someone to open the doors, like what I'm doing now for us and for everyone. So no one was able to do it. So I decided to step out and accomplish this very difficult task. So I'm hoping that I can also pass these skills, the know-how, the experience to other filmmakers so we can go beyond St. Martin to the world, from St. Martin to the world.
I do have one more. Do you, Richard, have any?
I'm okay for the moment.
Okay, one more. Considering the challenges you endured and the fact that it took a lot of convincing of the authorities and investors to pay attention to what you were doing, are you hopeful that when they would have seen the film that it would inspire them to essentially pay more attention to the arts, the creative arts in St. Martin? Because generally the complaints have been, not only in St. Martin but right across the Caribbean, no one takes the arts seriously to invest in. Are you hoping that this will change?
Yes, you hit the nail on the head. That question is very powerful. And that's my intention. My intention on creating the film in such an aspect. First of all, the choice of story. The choice of story, which has to do with something that plagues the whole world, which is domestic violence, is something that people pay attention to. And secondly, I hope tomorrow for the premiere that the dignitaries, the business people, the locals themselves, even the actors that worked on the project and the locals that worked behind the scenes, they didn't expect to see what is going to be shown tomorrow, even from the release of the trailer. They were like, is that St. Maarten? So I'm hoping that this can open the eyes of companies, of local, business people, of politicians that create laws and finance to be able to tap into this film industry, because, for example, St. Kitts, which is right next door, has a film company called by the name of MSR Media that has done, I believe, about 5 to 6 films with over $20 million investments in the country, even up to buying a hotel. This is a creative field. So what the intention, or my purpose and intention is for St. Maarten and the region, is to be able to show an example that, look what we can produce in St. Maarten. We can become the leader in the creative industry, in filmmaking. Netflix maybe should have an office in St. Maarten. This is where we are going, We want to attract them. Before you sit before Netflix and Amazon Prime and all these guys, they need to see what you can produce. What's the standard? How does it sound? The image, the audio, the visuals, the acting. We have actors that have, how many years experience do you have in acting?
Over 30.
Over 30 years experience. How many years?
Just a year and a half.
A year and a half more than me.
Over 20 years, right? Over 20?
Yeah, 20.
20? Simeon, how many years experience?
Of acting?
Yeah. 20?
Yeah, 20.
God,
And
I
Mr.
just aged myself.
Remy,
She's the baby, 2 years.
Kenneth, how many years experience in acting?
35.
He been acting since he was 2.
So if I include modeling,
Yeah.
it'd be 18 years. Yeah.
18?
Yeah.
Okay.
So young.
12 years. 12, 13.
Okay.
Yeah, I could.
He's cutting some age on him. So this is the experience. So it combinedly, you're talking about 100 years of experience, and this is what we need in order to produce a product of this quality and the subject. So I'm hoping that tomorrow, this is the population of St. Maarten. Those who are flying in, we have about 10 to 15 people flying into the island. They've never been here before. So you talk about economical value. The return on investment is already been seen tomorrow. And I would love for you to interview those people. Why did you come here? What do you think about St. Maarten the first time? Are you coming back? Did you come with families? So I'm hoping that this can be a support for the economical industry and for the tourism industry of St. Maarten and the Caribbean.
Excited to see you in the movie.
Robert, anything?
So you have, on the film, did you use any stunt people
That was
for the physical violence?
No, we did not use stunt because we didn't have the budget for that. Normally you have to fly them in, so we had to reduce. As a director, producer, I have to be creative in saving costs by reducing the aspects of the violence or the technique on the confrontation to not go into that. Because when you bring stunts, remember, you talk about insurance, you talk about they have a team and then prep. They got to prep for like maybe a week. Training, so then the budget goes up. So we had to quiet things down for those reasons. Like even we used like some guns. There was a scene where the gun goes off. Normally you have to fly a specialist that comes in with a special weapon and rig and explosives and stuff like that. And to fly in with those stuff in St. Maarten, people, it would be a red flag because you're not accustomed to that. In fact, his gun was taken from him. He brought a prop gun. When he was leaving the island, it was taken from him. And they couldn't understand that it's a prop gun. They're like, no, you're not allowed to have this. But, so we're open. Sophia, anything? Conclusion?
Well, to conclude, I am all excited. I'm very excited because for me, this is the first. they brought me on board to help with the organization, meaning coordinate. So just imagine working with a group of talented personalities, different personalities, and everyone that has, I would say, they're very pumped. They want this, they want that, they want the other. They don't care how it is, but they want it so. It's very challenging for me, but I'm all excited. I can't wait for tomorrow because even me, myself, you know, although I'm up and down getting things done, getting things in place, but even me, myself, I'm waiting for that grand finale, that grand, you know, every day. And thanks to, I would say, the generosity of some of the business owners. I mean, we're not going to call out name now because I don't want to forget anyone at all. But a lot of people, just by seeing the teaser, they believe in this and they come on board and they help. We have a lot of people that donated their time, a lot of people that donated their business time, you know, a lot of people that come on board and they give things so that to make this a reality. Although, and I keep telling Joelle, I said it's a first, so you have to prove yourself first. That happen all the time, you know. You never see this before here on this small island. And when you talk about making film, you talk about like a short something, you know, advertisement something. This is big. This is really, really big. And one of the things that had me very excited about this product is that we got much more, I would say, feedback from the outside of St. Martin. You know, everyone outside were more, I would say, excited to come to this event. When we started selling tickets, most tickets were sold online and from the outside of St. Martin. And then we got calls telling us, yeah, but do you have any place for us to stay? You know, those things. I said, wait a minute, we've gone to a different level, of course. So I'm all excited. I can't wait. I really can't wait. And I know, you know, the ball is rolling, so you have to reach the stop and it have to go through one way or the other.
And we're calling on all the filmmakers in St. Martin. I want to do film on another level, on this level. Please come see what's possible in St. Martin. There's a shot here, 100% shot in St. Martin, both French side and Dutch side. You will see St. Martin like you've never seen before. You will see the use of having an eye, a vision, to be able to capture the beauty of St. Martin and sell to the world. So come tomorrow. Buy your tickets.
Yeah, that's
Buy your tickets. Come and support the film industry. We're building the film industry in St. Martin, and it starts today.
In the Caribbean,
yes, in the Caribbean. So it starts on the 25th. After 3 years, you're gonna see what is possible.